Following the Champions League final, it's time for Tottenham to execute their summer plans. And the question is, how many of the squad are going to stay and how many are going to leave of the key pieces for Mauricio Pochettino? Now, Craig, before we get started, I just want to ask you, if they'd won that final in Madrid, would this be a very different conversation, set of discussions, or would it be just the most glorious kind of wallpaper to paper over the cracks?
Good question. I think it makes it slightly easier to sell what you're selling than coming off the back of a disappointment. But I think ultimately, Ross, it comes down to things bigger than getting to a final. As big as that was, it comes down to salaries, it comes down to ambition, it comes down to who's the manager and where you think the club is going. New stadium or not, the stadium's wonderful, it's a great stadium, it looks great. But players have a limited interest in those sort of scenarios and that material side of things. And so I think it would have a small piece in the conversation, but not long term would have a huge, because I think players have also got bigger questions. And a lot of them revolve around the guy that's not on the screen we'll get to. And that well, two guys, one Daniel Levy, who signs the cheques, and two Mauricio Pochettino. Okay,
so we'll start with Christian Eriksen. For all intents and purposes, not signing a new deal. He's got one more year left. He's 6 years at the club so far.
What did you say? 1 more year left, not signing a new deal?
Yeah, one more.
I don't know. I mean, I don't see a huge exodus at Tottenham. I don't. I think more worryingly is how many they're going to bring in. I look out there who's going to take. He's a very good player, but who else is going to take him? He's not going to go to Juve. I don't think he's not going to. He's been mentioned with Barca before. He's not going to go to Madrid. So I don't know. I see, I see him staying.
Okay.
I see him staying.
Son Heung-Min, 20 goals in all competitions. Still got 4 years left on his deal.
26. Again, a player who's in another fabulous season. I don't see him leaving anywhere. I just don't. I just can't see it happening. The contract's long. I know Eriksen's is not, but I think that'll be one of the things Pochettino will be trying to do over the summer, is say, sort this out. Obviously, I haven't got that issue with Son, and a valuable member of that Tottenham squad.
Fernando Llorente, he's a free agent, 34 now. Seems like it might be time.
Yeah, and don't forget Vincent Janssen's still there. So he's not on the list. Been a great alternative for them. However, I think it's time for them to say, we're moving on, different direction, thanks very much. There's always a place for a big, strong guy, but I think a bigger, better, younger, stronger guy.
What's going on with Dele Alli? Just 5 goals, 3 assists in the Premier League. It's been his worst Premier League season so far. Still only 23, massive contract extension. A lot of question marks.
Yeah, I mean, at times he's drifted in and out. We know his talent. We know he can get a quota of goals from the middle of the park, which is worth its premium in itself for clubs around Europe. Midfielder that scores goals. However, I don't see Dele Alli going at this moment in time. I think there are some question marks for a few of them, but not at this moment in time.
Alderweireld, similar kind of situation to Eriksen, although as you were talking to me, already having extended his contract by that option year. That
option year that they took up, and I think they did that to try and protect some sort of transfer fee, which I think with his age they'll be looking to get. So I could see that being a position where he had a partnership with Vertonghen and Sanchez, and sometimes it's been a 3, but I could see potentially Alderweireld going this summer.
Okay.
He's one I could see going.
Vertonghen actually has the same contract expiration as Alderweireld, a couple of years older, but I don't quite know the situation there. Kieran, Trippier, player who has not had the best of years.
I could see him going, or I could see him going out of the team, one of the two.
Okay.
That's a position I think they will look to replace. But who wants who? So you can put him on the goal. It might mean that he's replaced by somebody else. I don't know if they're going to how much they got to transfer for him. It's not like Kyle Walker going to Man City. He's not going to be doing something like that.
Right.
And he's had not a great season, but I could see him being out of the loop for Tottenham next year.
Okay. Harry Kane, 5 years still on his deal after.
I can see Harry Kane going, but not this summer. I think depending on what happens with the guy we're going to talk about last, will have a big bearing. But Harry Kane will leave Tottenham. I would be surprised if that doesn't happen. For big money. But I think another full season or thereabouts, and fully season fit, and then Tottenham at some point I think will have to cash in, because he's going to force the hand at some point.
The words of Pochettino after the match on Saturday in Madrid, saying now's the time for us to be calm, to maybe look at things, change our minds about certain things, how we approach the future. Didn't want to talk about the future really after really what has been an exhausting season, but a season of great triumph in many ways. A lot of frustration, I'm sure, though, filling his mind at the moment.
Well, I think a bit like Harry Kane here. I think if he goes, the cards start to come down a little bit and they collapse. I can see personally Pochettino doing another year. I could see some protracted conversations with Daniel Levy, maybe some promises about money, maybe some false promises, and then the season starts, he doesn't get what he wants, gets annoyed, and then looks to get himself out at some point. I think he'll still be in charge of Tottenham when the season starts. There's no job at Man United at the moment. There's no job at Man City at the moment. There's no job at Liverpool at the moment. There's no job at Real Madrid at the moment. If Sarri goes to Juve, as we think's happening, there's no job at Juve at the moment. Valverde's been told, I believe, he's staying at Barcelona. There are no, unless I'm mistaken, Chelsea. Is he going to leave to go to Chelsea? I don't think so. I don't think so. So those jobs that he was being muted for are not out there. However, 6 months' time, when the season starts again, and Solskjaer might be having a bad time, or somebody might be having a bad time at Madrid or wherever, he's going to be in the top of people's list of managers that they want to take in. So I think Pochettino might just sit tight for a little while yet and just see how the chess pieces all move around in the next 12 months.
Okay, so huge decisions for Tottenham to take.
And I don't play chess, by the way, but that's how they move around.
Just like that.
Just like that.
Not like that.